Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8, and taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by their 6th-year quarterback.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
They go play action here on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll drop to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harper. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
Well, able to get the completion, but unfortunately not able to get the 3rd down conversion there on that play.
And I like how the defense approached that one. They knew where the first down marker was, and they decide whatever you want to have, you can. You're just not going to get the first down. Excellent tackling right there.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 and 3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Gotta get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry now. This is Williams. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hall again on 2nd down.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 15. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Those 3 tight ends in that formation, that's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or two inside the 45-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Second and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it. Occasionally, you break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
On play action, they'll throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
This pass out wide to Hall, and they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks, don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Here's Sacramento's offense once more.
And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right? Where these teams are locked in and going at it. No points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give him something.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run off tackle right with Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 17 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw. It's caught by Jackson. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Looking to throw. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless 1st quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Now the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They begin the drive with Williams. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. We're scoreless after 1. Sacramento with the football here as we get set to begin quarter 2. As they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Now a handoff looking right. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. They'll set up to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, have the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, also look out of there. I don't think they got the completion. They didn't break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this one is right down the middle. And it's 3-0 here in the 2nd quarter. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Show some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
And he comes back with one complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And check down, complete to Hall. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
2nd and 11. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Back to throw here.
That's to the sideline and complete. A nifty job to make the catch, but the throw took him right out of bounds. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again. And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Here's Sacramento's offense once more. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Devontae Wyatt there for the stop. 2nd and 10.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. The 20, 10. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. 2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
This one taken just inside the 10. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's Sacramento's offense once more.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Right side caught by Jackson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And this one is incomplete. On now is the punter as he's on to kick it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Hall. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Catch is made by Metcalf. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as we say goodbye to September and take a look around the NFL here on this first day of October. From Chicago, we head north to the home of their rivals as we check on the Packers at home in Lambeau. And as you see, they were winners earlier this afternoon. The Packers get back to 500 at 2-2 with the victory. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Ken Walker, a touchdown run in the victory. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stock troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
third and short. They'll try and pick it up through the air. They'll find Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw again.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. This will be caught just inside the 10.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jackson. Touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Miners have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
They'll look to run for it with Williams. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches, and the 2-point attempt is turned aside. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other. Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
On first down, right back to Hall.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Under pressure, they got him again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. "51 yards on the punt there."
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll set up to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And they'll send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Under pressure, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Saying what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
So at that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And a look at the next-gen stats reveals that sack occurred in all of 2.3 seconds. And you think you want to be an NFL quarterback?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Harper. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
All start.
Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
Now back to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Hall ought to give up the middle. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no. Yeah,
we know the emotions are running high, the tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there's a 49er who's in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the 4th quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see. And other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. He'll look to throw. Going for it all. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Niners are right back in this football game. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hall. It'll be a gain of 5. And 3rd and 8 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Back to throw. This to the sideline and incomplete. Nearly intercepted, in fact, but he couldn't hang on. 4th down. On is the punter, Townsend, as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. 2nd and 3.
side, Williams. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a fourth-quarter advantage. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Face mask. Defense.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Again, it's Williams. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 12-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Miners get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
Extra point attempt to come here. And that makes it a 9-point game. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So now the Niners down by 9. And time, a huge factor. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd and 6. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Again, he'll drop to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And the 49ers are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Escaping and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing...
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Tucker with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown they needed, but not the 2-point conversion, as this remains a 2-point deficit here in the final minute.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
And the defense will spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for our visitors, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams.